Hey church, Jared Miller here. I'm the Minister for Families at St. Andrew's Church. And whether or not you've been able to join us in worship for the past couple of Sundays, you probably know, if you're getting these emails or seeing these videos, that St. Andrew's Church is spending its summer digging through the collection of books that we call the wisdom literature. The Hebrew Bible, or our Old Testament, is divided into three sort of distinct genres. There's the law, the prophets, and the writings. And while there is some disagreement about what goes where, the wisdom literature, that's the Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Songs, and the book of Job, make up a significant part of the Hebrew scriptures that most churches don't spend a whole lot of time on. But because they're such a significant part of our canon, there's no possible world where we were going to have enough time in our summer as a faith family to dig into Job's story. So I thought that I would use this space to share a bit of the wisdom of Job with you today. Job, if you're unfamiliar, is the story of an innocent man dealing with the weight of tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. Job loses everything he has in the world, and at the lowest point in his life, three friends come to help Job figure out exactly what it was that he did in his life to deserve this. All the while we know, and he knows, that Job is innocent. Scholars are kind of two minds when it comes to Job. Pretty well everyone agrees that it was written sometime around 2,500 years ago, but there is some argument over whether or not it's an even more ancient story that was passed down as part of an oral tradition. But regardless of when it comes from, Job is a book of big questions. Questions like, how can a God who is perfectly good and all-powerful allow innocent suffering in the world? And questions like, if God signs off on calamity or even plays games with the lives of mortal men and women, can that God still be called holy? Job is a book of questions more than it's a book of answers, which might seem weird given that its placement is in a genre of literature that we call wisdom. But it's that weirdness itself that actually makes Job the key to unlocking the spiritual guidance for everyday living that we are after as a faith family. See, in the wisdom literature, there's a recurring theme that says, especially in the book of Proverbs, if you do the right thing, God will reward you for it. It's almost like an Old Testament version of karma. Do good and good will be done to you. Do wrong and expect to get cursed for it. Except for Job, that is. Job alone stands as a critique on the whole wisdom tradition, coming from inside the tradition as a reminder that no matter what you read, it's never going to be that simple. Job reminds us that every neat, tidy, uncomplicated theology is almost always wrong. And in his own way, he actually points the church toward the eventual death and resurrection of Jesus Christ and says, see, or to use John's word, behold, the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. The Creek is going to be exploring the book of Job every Wednesday, and the Creek now has its own YouTube channel. You can find the link in the description below this video. And every Wednesday, in 4-minute bites just like this one, we're going to be walking through some of the key arguments and some of the key ideas in the book of Job and looking at how we can unpack wisdom for daily living together. Hope you'll check those videos out. Again, the link is in the description below. But for now, keep taking care of yourselves and keep taking care of each other. All the best. Bye for now.